The UFC flyweight division is nearly in shambles. I mean, look, they've almost got rid of this before. They almost got rid of the division when Mighty Mouse was just running through with 11 title defenses and really not having any competitive fights for quite some time. My worry about the flyweight division right now is that there's just a lack of personality in the division and there's a lack of fan interest in the division. And that's a problem because although they do have some of the most talented fighters, it's some of the most high-level fights that you'll see in combat sports is in these lighter weight classes. For some reason, the UFC flyweight division can't get a ton of traction unless it's Brandon Moreno holding the belt. And they have to be reasonable. They can't just throw him in for title shots after one win, because he's lost to Pantoja 3 times. He lost to Royval most recently. He lost to Figueiredo, even though Figueiredo's in a different weight class now. It's like you can't just keep throwing Brandon Moreno in there for title shots when he's not defending the belt, just for the sake of him being the biggest star in the division. So they have this like Band-Aid solution to the flyweight division right now, which is bringing in Kai Asakura from Japan, from Ryzen. He has a huge social media following, big on YouTube, huge fan base, selling out stadiums in Japan and even packing out big arenas during COVID in Japan. So his drawing power is great, but he still has to beat Alexandre Pantoja, who's beaten back basically every ranked flyweight. I swear he's beaten like 9 or 10 out of the top 15 guys at flyweight. And so the problem with flyweight is that you have this random Asakura title shot in his debut. And then past that, you then have, if Pantoja wins that fight, you have Royval, Kai Kara France, and Brandon Moreno, who are all just ready to fight for the belt again. And they're all people that Pantoja has beat in some capacity. I think he beat Kai Kara France on Tough. I think he beat Moreno on Tough and then 2 times in the UFC. And he beat Royval twice. They cut Muhammad Makayev, who they now say, according to Hunter Campbell, is welcome back to the UFC after 1 or 2 more fights, but we'll see. Tatsuro Taira lost to Brandon Royval. You know that they were planning on some huge flyweight main event pay-per-view in Japan, Tatsuro Taira versus Kai Asakura at some point down the line. The first leg of that was Tatsuro Taira beating Brandon Royval, and he lost. The second leg of that is Asakura beating Pantoja, which is a big ask as well. He's coming down from 135 pounds. Different rule set technically because he's in Ryzen. They have kicks and knees to a downed opponent. So honestly, I would say that the UFC is probably taking a real hard look at flyweight over these next 2 to 4 years to see if they even continue, because they've talked about adding a women's atomweight division, which would be 105 pounds. But they don't seem to want to expand the men's divisions. I've talked about 195 pounds. I've talked about 175 pound weight class. I've talked about 165. What else have I talked about? A 225 weight class, something like that. And the UFC doesn't want to expand the male divisions at all currently. They want to add a female division because there is a lot of talented atomweights that are female fighters coming out of Asia and South America, I think. But the flyweight division, I'm guaranteeing you, they're taking a really hard look at this in the next 4 years. Maybe there's no flyweight division. I hope there is, because these guys are top tier fighters and they already probably don't make as much money as the people in the more premier weight classes. Like, I'm sure Pantoja is probably the lowest paid male champ. And so it's not like you have to punish them by getting rid of the division, because then all these guys have to go to other organizations or they have to move up to 135 pounds and in most cases be severely undersized. I hope that some sort of star emerges in the flyweight division. I think it could be Kai Asakura, but he's got to beat Pantoja. And given the things I mentioned about the weight cut and the rule changes from Ryzen to the UFC, it could be a very tall task for Kai Asakura to beat Alexandre Pantoja. So we'll see. That's my thoughts on the current state of the flyweight division right now. Guys, let me know your thoughts about the flyweight division down below. Thanks for watching this video. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment down below. It really helps us out a lot. If you want access to extra content and you want to support the channel further, please make sure to become a channel member by clicking the link down below or clicking the join button on our channel homepage. If you want more content from me, go check out my non-MMA podcast, What's Up Bro with Wyatt and Bo. in the link down below. Go watch this suggested video, and I'll see you next time.